I'm Cynthia Kahn, founder of Amused Now, and I'm here today with Teen Rock Sensations, Rebelman. How are you guys doing tonight?
We're
Pretty
doing
good. How are
great.
you?
What's up?
Well, I love that your band is built around family. You've got Clayton, who's the lead singer, Jonathan, who plays left-handed guitar, and Bryce, who plays the drums. How long have you guys been playing together? What age did you decide that you wanted to form a rock band?
Well, it started, I started taking guitar lessons, and then during those guitar lessons we had a recital. At the same time, Bryce was taking drum lessons, and he was, then we thought, like, okay, why not I just play with him? And then, well, we just threw Clayton up there, and then that's how it really took off and everything. And then, so yeah, then we just started playing shows and everything, and then it just started building up and from there and everything.
Well, while most people are playing Guitar Hero, you're making it real. That's amazing.
That's
Definitely,
true.
definitely.
For him, it is. He shreds on it.
So I read on your website that one of your mentors is Bruce Kulick from Kiss. How did you meet him, and how has he influenced your music?
We met Bruce Kulick in Vegas at Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp. We didn't know we were gonna get Bruce as our mentor. Like it was like who you got like put with. That was who you were gonna be with for those 3 days to get like insight, facts, and like learning ability from. And we met him, and he mentored us, like you said, for the 3 day camp, and it was just amazing. And we just have maintained that contact between each other since, and he's given us ideas and stuff like that.
Interesting. So I heard that you mentioned something about a rock fantasy camp in Las Vegas.
hmm
So can you tell us a little bit about that for other young artists who are interested?
Yes, I will continue on that. Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp is where a lot of rock stars go, and not that many people get to go to. It's usually we were actually the youngest people there at the time because it was mostly like guys that were like 30 and 40. But now they started to accept the younger kids who are musicians, and it's pretty much where you get to meet your idols as rock stars. So it was just amazing. Like they teach you more guitar skills, drum skills, singing skills, and then maybe you might get to play with them eventually, or go in the studio and record with them.
So what did you guys think? Was it really fun?
It
It
was
was
awesome.
awesome.
It
I
was so
thought
awesome.
it was one of the coolest experiences of my life. Definitely.
Mhm.
Well, some other cool experiences of your life seems to be that you've been playing at some really amazing clubs. Let me read some of them. Whiskey A Go Go, the MGM Grand, Hard Rock Chicago, Walter Payton's Roadhouse, Music Row, and more. How did you get into these places at such a young age?
Well, honestly, it's you when you play a lot, people notice you and the word gets out farther and farther and like all over Facebook and social media, and then it just takes off and people know about you, and then people are like, wow, they can handle this show, and then you're put on that show, and it's an amazing experience because you're like, wow, we went from playing Glen Ellen and now we're going to LA. It's like this is amazing, and it's hard to think about it because it's like LA, and when you're like 13 and 16, it's like, holy cow, Whiskey A Go Go LA. It's amazing.
Well, it does look like you have quite a busy schedule this summer. So, where can fans go and find out where you are playing this summer when you're not in Los Angeles or wherever you're going?
We are actually playing in Wisconsin for an Apps for Autism fundraiser. I'm pretty sure we're playing on the 17th of August. So we'll be playing a fundraiser, like I said, for Apps for Autism. And you can always find all of our events, all of our past events, upcoming events on rebelman.com. That has like everything on it. I'm pretty sure it just has everything.
And we're going to Mississippi on that Teen Nation tour. That's like an all-day gig. We're going to play 3 songs, get off, so really play to the crowd. And I wouldn't say it's actually a busy schedule because busy is good, and that means a lot of fun. I always think that's fun traveling. I think road tripping is like the coolest thing in the world.
Well, you mentioned your website, and I've seen your website. You have quite an extensive website. You have a very popular Facebook page and a big Twitter presence. So, can you tell some of the other young artists how you use social media to promote the band?
Well, you use Facebook, Twitter, just to update your status and everything, to tell fans like what you're doing, and like just to interact with fans. It's not all about like yourself. It's trying to get your fans and talk to people and really interact with them, and like not just be secluded and just like tweet just about yourself. It's like to get to know people and like to build a fan base.
So, do you follow people first, or do most people follow you? How do you do that?
It depends. I mean, sometimes we have like these group things. Like we'll just go through Twitter and just go follow, 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 follow. But we'll have like a system where we shout you out and they shout us back. And then if they don't follow back, I don't know. I mean, it just
It's
you
really
just have
both.
yeah. It's just mostly it just balances itself out.
So, do you use any other channels to market yourselves, or mostly social media?
Um, it social media is a big part of the advertising game right now. And another way to just get yourself out there is to play every gig you can. You know, even playing a small bar, 3 fans is 3 more fans. And like recording wise and putting stuff on iTunes and getting on the radio. And when people hear you, it's like wow. And then they always give out the artist name. It's like maybe we should check more of that out. Then you go to their website and then you go like where are their gigs and then you see them and the word gets out farther and farther.
And also
Yeah,
radio as well. You can do radio interviews like this one right now. That really helps to get it going in the internet and everything. So
Right. Well, we met when I was on the Nikki Rich show, and I personally was really impressed by your eagerness and desire to learn more and improve yourself. I remember the questions that you asked me.
mhm.
So I know that you're really getting out there and doing things and making yourself known. What other advice do you have for other young musicians who are trying to get started?
Really just keep on the grind and keep yourself going and
Throw
everything.
yourself out there.
Yeah.
Really just like grab the people's attention. I was at a guitar lesson today and we were talking about Eddie Van Halen and why he became so popular with Eruption is because he did something different. Be different and surprise the people.
Originality goes
Yeah, be
really far.
original and do something that's going to amaze people.
I think one of the quotes that I always like bring back to music is stand out, become what you already know you are. Because some people are going to try and bring you down because you may do music, others may do sports, and they may look down on that. Well, you just have to keep grinding. I mean, it's what you want to do, and nothing's going to stop you from doing it.
I like that. I like that philosophy a lot, and I hear that a lot from very successful musicians. So you guys are definitely doing a lot of the right things.
Thank you.
Thank you,
That's
thank
a big compliment.
I saw on your website that you play mostly cover tunes, but you do have some original music posted and for sale. Tell me, who writes the music and who writes the lyrics? How does that creative process work for you guys?
We all, we all like pitch in, but I think the hardest part is coming up with the lyrics because we can always come up with riffs and like drum beats, but we all contribute. Even my mom, who's the manager, we all contribute to lyrics and making a song.
Yeah, it's a mixture of all the ideas, and actually about those 3 originals, they are available on Amazon, Google Play, and iTunes right now. And we actually have 7 more originals that are in the working that will be coming out in the coming months. But we have 3 originals out. One's called Up All Night, another one's called Kick in the Door, and the final one is Come On Everybody. And like with songwriting, it's all about mixing those ideas. And even when there's friction, when you have friction and you're trying to smooth out like woodworkers, they smooth out stuff with a coarse grind sandpaper. That makes it smoother and smoother. That's what it's like with a song. You coarse grind it and it gets smoother and smoother and smoother. And that's how a song is.
Technically like a rough draft, and then until you get up to a final, you have multiple rough drafts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's a better comparison.
Yeah.
Let me ask you one more question.
Mhm.
So, how many hours a day do you guys practice?
It actually depends. We practice like 2 to 3, but when a big show is coming up, we might practice
Yeah.
3 to 4 hours a day every single day of like coming to that
Yeah.
show. And then we have like drum lessons and guitar lessons.
So that-
Vocal lessons.
Mhm.
So that adds on to the practicing. And then there's like the self-practicing. My mom tells us that practice, what we do in the basement as a band, is a rehearsal. It's a rehearsal. That's what you got to
That's
do
for the
during the show.
performance.
And my dad says, when you practice on the baseball field, don't you practice for the game? Well, you practice in rehearsal like you practice for the show. So when we self-practice, that's practice. But when we're down there as a group, it's a rehearsal.
Rehearsal, yeah.
So practice makes perfect. No, perfect practice makes perfect.
There you go.
Well, I'll tell you, I've thoroughly enjoyed getting to know you better and having you on Amused Now as featured artists. I'm
Thank you
glad
so
that
much.
you're working and putting together more original music. And when we launch our e-commerce site later this summer, I hope that you'll consider using Amused Now as one of your sales channels.
Definitely.
Definitely. And
Can't
this
wait.
was a lot of fun. We love doing this.
Yeah.
We'd love to be back.
We also
love
really
this.
appreciate your time for,
Yeah.
calling us out and
Doing
It-
the
it's just-
Considering the
just
technical
awesome.
problems earlier, figured it out.
No worries. I'll tell you what, I wish you all good things and I want to keep in touch, okay?
thank you.
Thank
Definitely.
We will definitely keep in touch.
Sounds good.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Kahn, founder of Amused Now. This featured artist presentation has been brought to you by Amused Now Entertainment, a website that enables artists to profit from their creativity. To learn more about Amused Now, visit us at www.amusednow.com or email me at ckahn@amusednow.com.